lockdown. But let's start talking about the forecast day for May, because it's a really special month. And I bet you want to know all about it, right? So the cool thing to know is, first of all, when we're doing a forecast, and as you'll hear me repeat each month, we're going to start with the universal year number, because that influences every single one of us, regardless of what our own individual personal year number is. So the universal year number is a 7, because 2023 adds up to 7. And the universal year number 7 influences all of us, no matter what. What does that mean? Because it's a really important year. It's not just any old year. And this forecast and what the 7 universal year actually means ties in perfectly with the astrology of what's happening for the planet astrologically as well. And the 7 is the year of going deep, all right? It's about spiritual connection, and it's about personal development. It's about intuition, and it's about getting to the truth of who and what we really are, what really matters, and strengthening our connection to source energy. Because let's face it, it's a pretty crazy time out there in the world. And that craziness, not going to lie, is going to sort of get a bit crazier yet. There's still a bit more crazy coming. But what our saving grace is through all of these changes and all of this madness is our connection to the divine. It's our connection to source energy. It's our connection to our own higher self and strengthening that this year. It's our connection to what we believe in, whether it's our spirit guides, whether it's ascended masters, whether it's Archangel Michael in the angelic realm, whether it's our galactic family of light, and a combination of all of the above, ancestors, lost loved ones in spirit, the elementals and Mother Earth herself, and our own higher self. And it's about that combination of all of those energies coming together as the veil is thinning and the magic is amplifying. I cannot stress enough how important this time is, because the energies around us are just peaking, and they're only going to accelerate and amplify as each month passes. And our job is to raise our own individual energy vibration to align with the frequency, that higher frequency of the planet. And that's the ascension process, as we're moving from this 3D polarizing sort of linear time 3D world and way of living and thinking, and moving up into a 5D sort of frequency, which is really just about feeling the oneness. It's about feeling connected, feeling confident. It's about feeling the connection and how powerful we are as energetic beings, and how we are manifesting and creating our reality. And we're creating our own timeline, our own circumstances, our own opportunities, our own better health, happiness, and well-being based on our thoughts and our perceptions of how we see the world and how we see ourselves and how we see the universe. And when we're in that positive mindset, that understanding that all is connected and everything is energy, and we're here to utilize that wisdom and use it to our advantage, whilst strengthening or adopting or taking on, if you're new to the spiritual journey, or whether you're a seasoned spiritual seeker and you're simply just advancing and accelerating and growing the depth of your connection to your spiritual side. It doesn't matter where you are on the path, but this is the year to really amp it up and kick it up a notch, because it's that spiritual connection that is the wind beneath our wings through all of this madness. And for the month of May, which is how we get the universal month number, because we've got the universal year number, which is a 7, and that's the foundation of this whole year. But then we have a universal month number that adds into the mix of that universal year number 7. And how we get the universal month number is we look at the month we're inquiring about. And in this case, it's May. May is a 5. We add the 5 to the 7. All right. And 7 and 5 is 12. 1 plus 2 is 3. Therefore, May is a 3 universal month with a 7 universal year. And that's influencing all of us as well. And the 3 month is saying, add more joy into your life. All right. Find the joy, the happiness, the positivity, the optimism, and the belief that all is well in this world. And really, there couldn't be a better time to be able to do that. Because what the 3 also does, and you'll see it playing out around the world, is it creates more drama. And our job is to downsize the drama. To be in the madness of the world, but to not be of it, to not buy into it. And one of the biggest things, that's our greatest thing we have to learn to be able to do in these times, is not lose ourselves to the fear, to not lower our vibration to the fear. Because, not going to lie, the media and everything out there is going to do a really good job trying to get us in fear. But it's our job to go, oh, hell no. Not on my watch, not on my timeline. In my timeline that I create myself as a powerful creative being, all is well in my world. And you got to put the blinders on and the blinkers on and be in the world, but don't you buy into the stories. You create your own stories and you say, regardless of what is going on around me, regardless of what's happening in the economy, regardless of what's happening on the planet environmentally, regardless of what's happening on the planet in the politics, all is well in my world. I am in alignment with source energy. I am always in the right place at the right time. I am synchronistically led to where I need to be to find the answers and the solutions that lead me on the right path. I am safe. I am protected. I am happy, healthy, and safe. That's the mindset you really want to have in general, but especially this month of May. Because another thing about the 3, everything is always working out for me by Abraham. You're dead right, Mary. Who, by the way, since we're on the subject of Abraham Hicks, YouTube, all right? If you want to raise your vibration and stay in a positive mindset and you're finding a little bit hard to do it on your own, for free, you can go onto YouTube and type in Abraham Hicks, for those who aren't already doing that, and listen to Esther channeling through Abraham, and listen to some positive law of attraction manifestation tips. And if you can do that daily or throughout the day, it's really going to help you, because, hey, sometimes it's really hard to do it on our own. We need these tools, and this is the year to utilize these tools. Now, remember, the 3 is also the number of creativity. Okay. And so that means we are manifesting and creating even more so, more quickly and more powerfully in that 3 frequency for the month of May. Therefore, we've got to train ourselves to focus on what it is we want to create more than we're thinking about and focusing on what we don't want, because we attract what we focus our attention on the most. So therefore, we need to focus mostly on what we want rather than what we don't want. Okay. And also that 3 is saying, if you can tap into your heart center. Now, it doesn't matter how you do it. Even if you are feeling the love in your heart and the positivity and the joy in your heart, because you are simply tapping into a memory of something that's already happened in the past, where you felt good, where source energy helped you, where you felt like you were just the happiest you've ever been. You felt like you were always in the right place at the right time. Even if you're not feeling that way now, if you can tap into a past memory, that's going to raise your vibration through the roof. Because the cool thing about the universe and the subconscious mind is it can't tell the difference between a memory, an imagined made-up thought, like in visualization, and sort of giving attention to the outcome you want, whether it's happened or not. The universe just gets whatever it is you're thinking about the most and what you're feeling, because it's magnetic, and it simply just sends it right back to you. Whatever you're projecting out, it's going to send it back. So it's okay to tap into past memories of happier times and start playing with those thoughts and memories and giving those attention and visualizing those, because the more that you think about these things, the more attention you give them, the more you're going to get it back. Okay. Now, the 3 universal month for May is also about downsize the drama, because the thing with a 3 is it means a lot can happen. So you're going to find on the world stage a lot of things going on, a lot of words and conversation, and it's really about being discerning. And that's the thing with the 7. The 7 is sensing intuitively, or looking and reading between the lines to find the truth of what's really going on. And to sort of, you hear the words, you hear what maybe some of the people are saying politically or what the media is saying, and you've got to go within and go, does this feel true to me? Does this feel like my truth? Or do I want to believe in something else that's more high vibration and more positive? Okay. And sort of don't let yourself give in to the fear and the worries of the drama of things. All right. You stay in your own little cocoon with your blinders on, and all is well in your world. Now, it's a great universal month 3 for you to be able to learn to express what you're really, truly feeling, to be your true, authentic self, and to have the courage to say, this is how I feel. This is what I need to say, whether it's having conversations one-on-one with people, or whether it's simply journaling and getting your thoughts and feelings out so that you can speak your truth, or whether it's writing an email because you don't have the opportunity to say things face to face, or you don't have the courage, or may not come across as well, or you're more of a writer than a communicator speaking directly. Really doesn't matter. Hey, some people even sing what they need to say, finding a song that expresses exactly what you feel and what you need to release and get out, and singing it in the shower. It doesn't matter what you do or how you do it, but the saying for the month for the 3 with self-expression and communication is it's better out than in. All right. So especially if it's something that you need to get off your mind, or it's something that needs to be said to be released, because it's better out than in. And also be more social if you can, and do things that make you feel good, whether it's hobbies, whether it's exercising more, cooking some delicious meals, spending quality time with friends, that especially if there's an element of laughter and joy, because that's what the 3 is about. Singing is a great release. Yeah, it is, Mary. And also, it's about the laughter side of it, because the 3 is the joyful, childlike 3 energy. It's about seeing things through the eyes of love and being more upbeat and positive and seeing the glass half full rather than the opposite of the 3. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the challenge of the 3, because these things will crop up this month in your life. So be aware of them so that you can recognize them as soon as they pop up, and you can go, hang on a minute, I see this for what it is. That's the challenging aspect of the 3, and I'm not going to be pulled or sucked into it. And that's self-expression, self-expression and communication in the negative, which is gossiping, all right, which is talking all the time negatively about what you don't want in your life, or what you worry about, or what's wrong in the world. Now, we've got to get things off our chest. So it's okay to say how we think and feel with things that are negative and challenging. That's normal. We have to do that. We're human. That's expected. But it's when you stay in that space too long, all right? And when you're doing it, because you can just tap into how you're feeling, right? And monitor yourself by how you feel. Because if you're feeling bad, you're thinking bad, and you're possibly speaking about negative things as well, a little bit too much, because we're humans. We like to tell our stories. We like to sort of dramatize things as well. And we like to play that sort of pattern over and over, play that story over and over. But the energies that we're in now, as we're moving into this new earth and moving into that higher 5D frequency, is we're leaving all that behind. You recognize the challenges in your life to process them, so that you can become consciously aware and process and make sense of what's going on, but then you release it, because we need your energy in a high vibration to create better things, to create a better present moment, and to create a better future. All right, let the past go, and let's create some much more positive, optimistic experiences moving forward. And that's what that combination of numbers is all about for the month of May. Now we're going to dive in, get a little bit more personal now, and go into your personal year numbers. But just before I do, I want to explain one more thing about the 7 universal year. It's causing us, and it's increasing our higher self and our soul's desire to want to wake us up, all right, and to help us to be more enlightened and more consciously aware and more spiritually wise. Now, for those, everyone's on a different level of their journey, okay? Some have only just come on this path, but because the frequencies are so potent, people can literally have like instant awakenings. You can have people that were even wives that are married and they've always been like, so those of us that have sort of on the path and have been on the spiritual path for a while, and hubby or people in our life are just think it's a load of rubbish. There are people having instantaneous awakenings, and that's the energy we're in now moving forward. This can happen to anyone at any time. So don't lose faith in people that you thought would never wake up. People are having instantaneous awakenings, so be aware of that. Now, everyone's on their own level of that journey, okay? But for those that want to take their journey a lot deeper and are ready for the big leagues, then this is a book that's really good. It's about Beyond the Flower of Life. It's by an author called Maureen St. Germain. And it's not the actual activation process of activating your Merkaba. And I don't have time to go into it in detail, but you can Google this. The Merkaba is it's our energetic field, and by activating it through a specific meditation that's pretty in depth, and you have to be ready for it. But for those that are looking for that next big step, do some research. There's an actual meditation that goes with it, but this book just adds a little bit more information, and you can do some research. But that's something I need to share with you guys about activating your Merkaba. Merkaba is one way of spelling it, and do some research. And then, of course, another book, Waking Up in 5D. It's about same author, Maureen St. Germain, and that's about raising your frequency into the 5D and how to live that way, because that's where we're heading and that's where we're in. Some of us are there more often than others. And that's another book about the 5D, Activating Your 5D Frequency, by an author called Judith Corvin Blackburn. I prefer this one. It's a lot more in depth, but each to their own. Everyone's got their own taste. But just to give you guys some resources to sort of get yourself all inspired. And also another resource that explains what's going on with this new earth and the 5D and what's going on in the world stage astrologically, is to go to Pam Gregory, or Pamela Gregory's YouTube channel. She's a British astrologer. I'm sure a lot of you have already heard of her. She has got so many thousands of followers, and she's bang on the money. And she can help you to know astrologically what's going on. So check her out. Tom's put a link in the comments there, so you can go straight to her YouTube channel through the comments in this post. And she is another resource, as well as your Abraham Hicks, YouTube videos, as well as some really cool books that can help you to raise your vibration, get into that 5D frequency. Oh my God, Mary, you know Pam Gregory too. Yay. Lots of my friends and people I know Pam Gregory. She is amazing, especially in these amazing days and times. So thank you for letting me say that. So let's have a look now, guys. We're going to go to calculating your own personal year number. Many of you already know what year you're in, but there are some people that may not know and that are new to all of this. So let me go through the process for calculating your personal year number. We're going to add the day and month of your birth date to number 7. Why number 7? Because 2023 adds up to 7. So let me use the birth date, 28th of March, as an example. 2 plus 8, right? Plus 3 plus 7, all right? That adds up to 20. The second rule of thumb is add any double digits together until you get a single number between 1 and 9. In that example, it was 20. Therefore, 2 plus 0 equals a 2 personal year. So you just add any double numbers together to get a single number between 1 and 9, and that's your personal year number for the year. Don't worry if you didn't understand what I said. Tom's put a link in the comments here that's going to lead you straight to my page where you can calculate, you can read it, because some people are much better with instructions when they're reading it or seeing something visually rather than hearing it audibly or just, verbally. So there's the link there. I'll say it one last time. Add the month and day, or day and month, of your birth date to number 7. Keep adding any double numbers together until you get a single number between 1 and 9. And that single number is your personal year number for the whole year this year. And so you'll have that number for your whole year. All right. And you're a number 9K. Oh, I love that. I love my 9 years. They really are amazing years. I'll tell you a bit more about them. You'll have to wait to the end though, because the 9 forecast is right at the end. Sorry about that. Okay, let's have a little start with personal year number 1. So the 1 year is all about new beginnings. It's a brand new year of a new 9-year cycle of time. And it's where you are in the process this year of creating a new you, creating a new way of living, a new way of being. Now, everybody's lives are different and everyone's got different things going on in their lives. So, Mary's in a 1. So everybody is at a different stage of their lives and has different stuff going on. Hey, Carolyn Smith. Oh my God. Carolyn Smith is one of my dear beloved friends in New Zealand. She has an amazing website called Wisdom Seekers. Check her out on Facebook. She is an absolute sweetheart. And so back to what I was saying about the 1 year. The 1 year is everyone's got different things going on, okay? And because everyone's got different things going on, you'll have some people in a 1 year where it's really obvious. The new beginning is so obvious. New job or new relationship or, new country to live in or new home. And then other people, everything's exactly the same in their life. They'll be like, nothing's changed, nothing's new, but they might have a complete inner new awareness from within. And it could be a new way of living, a new way of seeing the world, a new, I've decided to take up, cutting out sugar or going gluten-free or whatever, everyone's lives are different. But you guys are in a 6 personal month this month. So there's a big focus for you on relationships and people and domestic responsibilities and being of service to others. So be aware this month. Be on the lookout for because don't forget the whole purpose is a whole new beginning for you this year. And then the 6 is about the relationships in your life and what you can do to make them better. So you may find that you'll be given some aha moments and some downloads of information, some new perceptions, some new realizations on how you can see an existing situation with another person. It might be an ongoing relationship you had for a while where you sort of don't see eye to eye on something. But in this month, you have this big wake-up call where you're able to see things from the other person's point of view. And you realize, hang on a minute, I've judged it wrong all this time based on a perception I had in the past. But I'm a different person now. And I see that situation through completely different eyes. I see the benefit of it. I see the benefit in those challenges. And I'm able to view the whole situation from a higher vibration. Excuse me. Those things can happen in this combination of numbers. Also, what can happen is people may need you to be that shoulder to cry on, because the 6 is the number of doing what you can to be of service or to help another out. So for some, it might be parents simply needing to help their kids out more or spend more time with their family members. Other people, it might be colleagues at work or friends that need you to be that sort of, can you help me out with this? What do you think I could do with this? Other people, it's literally being a caregiver. And then for some people, don't forget the 6 is also about self-care. So it's about you learning some really good tools on self-managing and self-care, developing healthy boundaries and looking after yourself. But the main thing to know about this month for you guys is about learning to really love yourself and learning, here's the clincher, you ready? Learning how to accept and embrace the imperfection in yourself, in others, and in the world. And a really good couple of sayings that will help you to be able to do that when you find yourself caught up in that's not fair or, that's not right or the injustice of it all is you have to learn to say, they are who they are. They are who they are. Or it is what it is. Accept, let go, move on. They are who they are and they're on their own journey. And my job is to send them love and light regardless. And let it go. Accept the imperfection because all of us have imperfections and those imperfections are perfect. And that's one of the big learnings for this month. Relationship issues may rise to be resolved. So be aware of that and be in the space to see things from other people's point of view, to be as cooperative as you can and to sort of try and see things from the higher perspective looking down. Like we're all in a soul group. We've all got soul contracts with each other. We're all here to learn, grow, and evolve. That's our life purpose. Part of our life purpose here is to learn, grow, and evolve. We don't learn when everything's easy. And how do we learn and grow the most as human beings in this life? Through the madness and the challenges and the craziness of the people around us. That's how. And so it's about being in that space and sort of, embracing those imperfections. So I wish you the very best ones, and I will leave that with you. And I'll move on now to personal year number 2. So personal year number 2, you guys are in a year where this year is all about doing work behind the scenes. It's about getting really on top of creating balance within yourself emotionally. For example, how do I keep myself emotionally in balance? Like I'm in a 2 year, for example, and sometimes I get really afraid at some of the crazy things that are happening with the weather, for example, because I know there is such a, the weather is definitely being manipulated and there's mad stuff going on in New Zealand. And I get afraid sometimes, and I get a bit scared because it's the weather, right? And so because I'm in a 2 year, I'm learning how to manage my fear and keep myself in balance and harmony. So how do I do that? And of course, it's a 7 universal year, which is saying go within. Your connection to source is the wind beneath your wings. It's what's going to help you to feel all is well in your world. So tap into source energy. So I've had to dig deeper to believe and have faith and trust that all is well, no matter what happens with the weather, no matter what happens in the country and the world, to really dig deep to find that emotional stability and security. And so that's the same for anyone in a 2 year, because the 2 will amplify your emotions. So if you're worried, they're going to be amplified. If you're scared, they're going to be amplified. If you're anxious, it's going to be amplified. But know that this is the beauty of the 2 energy. It amplifies those emotions so that you can truly feel what you feel, so you are aware of what you need to work on. You're aware more easily of your triggers and patterns of behavior that need to be improved. You're aware of where the work needs to be done, because that's the thing with moving from the 3D into the 5D. It's about personal development, and that's also what the 7 year is about. And it's funny about that 7 year being about this, because the 2s, you guys, you're in a 7 personal month for May with that 2 year. So what does that mean? First thing it means is slow down. Both the 2, your personal year number, and your 7 personal month number, and the 7 universal year number is saying, let go and let God. Don't force things to happen. It's where you have to be patient. You have to trust in divine timing and order. You have to surrender and sink into life and trust. Life knows what it's doing. All I have to do is believe that I'll be led to where I need to be. I'll be in the right place at the right time. The solutions will come. I am safe and protected, and surrender to that and let yourself be taken to that space. It's so important. The minute you try and manipulate things, the minute you try and micromanage life, you've lost it. It's not cool. That's a low frequency vibration, the control and the fear. And it's more about building that trust and surrendering. So be patient, trust. Also looking for balance and harmony mentally and physically. Now, this month of the 7 personal month you're in for May, it's where you really want to spend as much quality time alone as you can. It's about really getting in touch with that inner voice, that higher self, that intuition, and it's really more about what do I feel rather than what do I think. Getting out of the head and into the heart. And meditation, anything mind, body, spirit related, qigong, toning, chanting, visualizations, all these things. Everyone's got different practices that make them feel connected, but the more time, especially in nature, because why? We are nature. All right. The earth is our home, and the earth is what we are. We are nature. And that is letting it's like plugging into the mothership and letting our home strengthen us, revitalize us, recharge us. So plug into that mothership of nature and spending that time alone, because it's in this time alone and the quiet solitude that you can really have the downloads, that you can have those aha moments where those inspired thoughts and clear cognizance and clear sentience and clear audience, it comes to us, because it's only in that away from the hustle and bustle and that quiet silence that your soul can communicate with you, that your higher self can tell you what you need and what's right for you, and the answers will come. So as much quality time as you can, especially a great month for you guys to study anything mind, body, spirit related, or health and well-being, or study anything for that matter. And I'll leave that with you now. Let's go on to personal year number 3. All right, so you guys are in a 3-year, and it's really amplified because this is a 3 universal month number for all of us, as well as you being in a 3-year this month. And so that 3 energy is saying extra effort required for you to be organized, structured, focused, because that 3 energy can take you in many different directions, and you kind of feel like it's a scattered energy. So it's disruptive sometimes. It's hard to stabilize. It's hard to be consistent. It's hard to finish things sometimes because you feel like you're changeable. You're changing your mind. You're pivoting a lot, and that's why you need to be really adaptable in that energy, because it's changeable, right? But if you're positive and you are quick on your feet and you believe that you'll always be, something will always come up, or, and you're focused, there's extra effort, you need to be more, determined, persevere, you need to be more organized and structured. And if you can do that, then this can be a really magical time, especially for the month of May, because you guys are in an 8 personal month with that 3 personal year number, and 8 is the number of manifestation. So you really want to knuckle down and get and learn the intricate details of the law of attraction and the manifestation process. And I've got a couple of really good books that's going to help you to be able to do that. One is my all-time favorite that anyone who listens to me often will always hear me talk about, and it's a Hay House book, Sandra Ann Taylor's Quantum Success. That's the new cover. I've got like 4 copies of this book to give to clients to borrow, and that's the old cover. One of the best books on the law of attraction, intricate details of the manifestation process ever. And Sandra Ann Taylor is a master number 22 for life path number, a real genuine one. And she is the real deal. I love her oracle cards as well. So there's a book. And here's another really cool book as well. It's called Frequency, The Power of Personal Vibration by Penny Pierce. That's going to help you raise your vibration and understand the law of attraction like the back of your hand, and of course your Abraham. And then you've got your Wayne Dyer, Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life. So many different books. And Joe Dispenza, if you really want to get down to the nitty gritty. And of course you've got your Dr. Bruce Lipton, The Biology of Belief. So many resources at Hay House. You come to the right place if you want to learn about the law of attraction. But that's so important for this month, guys, because the 3 is a creative number, and that's your personal year number. And the 8 is the law of attraction manifestation number, and that's your personal month number. Put the 2 and 2 together, and what have you got? You've got a lot of manifestation power there at your fingertips. So use it to your advantage. If you haven't done so already, sit down and get clear about what it is you really actually want. A lot of people don't know what they want. They simply know what they don't want. So sit down and write, what do I want? Now, the energy that we're in now, the way the planet is going and coming into this 5D energy and the new earth, it's about simplifying. It's about being able to let go of all these material things, consumerism, about letting go of stuff and knowing what's really important. What's really important is oneness. Feeling like you belong, finding your tribe, feeling happy, healthy, and safe, being connected and feeling like we're all one big family, community. These things are important. Health is important. Joyful creative expression is important, So also it's a month where you need to not overspend. So manage your finances, be on top of all of that, and be aware of budgeting and having a positive mindset about money and adopting an attitude of abundance. All right, so I'll leave that with you. And we'll move on now to personal year number 4. This is a year where you guys have been working on things behind the scenes. Head down, bum up, things need to be sorted out. You need to create stability and security. You may be figuring things out behind the scenes of a step-by-step process to creating the foundation of better health, because everyone's different. So everyone's going to be working on different themes. I'm just giving you some of the themes that are the most common that somebody in a 4-year might be working through. Some people may only be dealing with one of the issues I'm talking about, and then you can have somebody else that's dealing with all of them. But it's about creating a healthy foundation for your physical body. It's about creating a healthy, stable foundation for a healthy mind. and healthy emotions. So it's also about creating a healthy, stable financial foundation and the physical foundation in your actual physical material world. The 4 is about learning what you need to do that is preventing any of those areas from being stable and secure. So it's about doing the work and recognizing what is preventing me from having stability in any of these areas in my life and taking the steps towards changing that and improving that. But first of all, you need to be aware of what's going on, don't you? And then you need to come up, once you've had that realization, come up with a plan of how you can improve things. And for the month and doing the work, I'm not going to lie, the 4-year does say effort is required, but there's rewards where you persevere, and the determination and the dedication and the faith and the trust, and that you are divinely protected, you are divinely watched over. You don't have to carry the heavy load all on your own. Let source energy carry the heavy load for you. If you've got a strong relationship with source, you can be handing things over, and you do what you need to do and make work smart, not hard. Get source energy to carry the heavy load, and you just have that discipline, that focus, those sort of practices in place that are going to help you to keep yourself stable and do the work. But for the month of May, you're in a 9 personal month, and that's out with the old to make way for the new. And so it's about you getting clear about what you don't want to carry around anymore. It might be certain people in your life. You're like, I think I've outgrown that friend. I'm in a different place now, and they're kind of over there, and I'm not over there anymore, and it's not really doing me any good. I sort of want to go up, and raise my vibration. I'm going 5D, and they're still stuck in 3D. So I'm going to sort of start moving away from spending a lot of time together. Other people, it might be I've outgrown a specific role at work, or there may be changes in your life that you either are in control of or are placed upon you and you didn't see it coming. Either way, have faith and trust that life, the universe, and your higher self, all is well. Everything that happens is part of what's meant to happen for your growth, and you're going to be perfectly fine. And it's about the transition stage this month. It's about moving from the chrysalis into the butterfly, where you are transforming and you are moving into this higher expression of you. You're wiser. But it's almost like you have to shed that skin, don't you? You have to, if you're going from the chrysalis to the butterfly, it's a process. It's not just an instantaneous thing, although I'm not going to lie, the energy we're in now, literally it can be an instantaneous thing, which is so cool. I love that. Like in the past, it might have taken a really long time to have that aha moment and to have a realization and have a massive shift and overcome a limiting belief and to really have to work really hard. But we're in energy now, guys. Where really you can have things happen instantaneously. So work with that quantum energy and realize that and be really optimistic. But this is the month to downsize your life. Some people literally clean out your closets, downsize things in your home, be of service where you can, or donate things where you can. It's a month of forgiveness. It's where you're really going to look back at your life or look in your present and who do I need to forgive? And of course, the biggest person we need to forgive first and foremost is ourselves. No more beating yourself up. No more giving yourself a hard time. It's about you really sort of, I'm able to forgive myself and forgive that my life turned out the way it did, and forgive whoever you need to forgive along the way. Let that all go and move into a higher frequency. Past is the past. You're moving forward. So let's move on now. I'll leave that with you. We'll move on now to the 5-year. You guys are in a year of progress, movement, and change, and there's a lot going on. It's a really busy energy, and it's a time where you can have changes forced upon you that you didn't see coming, or you can be in the driver's seat and you're making those changes yourself. All right, you need to be pivot, like I always say when I'm talking about the 5. Pivot, be adaptable, flexible, go with the flow, and be open to new ideas, new ways of living, new changes. All right, be adventurous and be optimistic. Now, you're in a month of 1 for May. You're in a whole new beginning. So look at your life, look at yourself and go, who do I want to be? What do I want to create in my life? What do I want to bring into my life? What I want to reinvent myself. I want to have a new mindset about my future. I want to take on some new positive traits. I want to take on a new regime, a new healthy way of living and thinking, or I want to literally create a new job, or I want to attract a new relationship, or I want to create a new way of seeing myself, the others in the world. So whatever, this is a time that you've literally got a green light blazing here. Move forward, be in the driver's seat of your life, be proactive, take action, move forward. Also, what can I tell you about this energy? Be independent. Don't worry what other people think of you, and be okay about being not following the crowd. This is what the one means. It's about being individual, being unique, and not being afraid to be a black sheep, and not being afraid to think and be and live differently from other people. All right? Be confident, strong, and don't give a shit what anyone else thinks. Oops, sorry about that. So, personal year number 6. This is a year of relationships, all right? People, domestic responsibilities, self-care as well. Okay, that's a really big one. You know, this is a year where you are being shown how to accept the imperfection in yourself, okay, in others and in the world. This is an imperfect planet. Humans are imperfect, but that imperfection is perfect. And it's about you really realizing that and getting that and opening your mind to see other people through different eyes, being more understanding, being more of service, and being there when you're in need, when people need you. Now, you're in a 2-month for the month of May. And that is where you really are being, relationship issues that are brewing beneath the surface may rise to be addressed this month. So it's about learning to be really understanding, to try and see things from the other person's point of view. Whether you agree with it or not, still trying to put yourself in their mindset and how they see things, and sort of so that you can be a bit more cooperative, be a bit more harmonious. That's what the 2 energy is trying to get you to do this month, about being more flexible and kinder and more softer. Some people that are single can meet someone special in these combination of numbers. It's a really powerful time. But then other people that have relationship issues that need to be ironed out, they might come to the surface. So don't sweep them under the carpet. Bring them up so that they can be looked at once and for all, and give them the opportunity to be improved, rather than just pretending they don't exist and ignoring them. Bring them out in the open and let's have some conversations, or look at some soul searching. Is this what I really want? Is this where I really want to be? This is a month where you're being encouraged to focus on your intuition. It's more about how I feel. It's about how you feel rather than what you think. Be patient this month. Don't force things to happen. Don't micromanage and be too controlling. You need to be soft and fluid. That's the 2 energy. It's that high priestess, intuitive, divine feminine, receptive energy, rather than proactive. It's more about going with the flow of things and trusting in the divine. And so, know that you might be a little bit oversensitive this month, and you may overreact at times. So know that about yourself, and be on the lookout for when you're being a little bit over the top, and pull yourself in. But if you're in alignment, this can be a magical combination of numbers. There is much love to be had. Tap into your heart center and feel it. All right, personal year number 7s. You guys are always getting the short end of the stick sometimes in my forecasts, because you are the same forecast. Oh, hey, Gayleen. Thank you for sharing this. I'm in a 7. Oh, I love that. Well, as I was saying, you guys, you're in the same numbers as a universal year number and universal month. So you get like the same content repeated twice. So as I said, the 7 year that you're in, you're always going to be the same energy as the universal number. So that's universal year number, it's going to amplify for you. So more so, you guys are really being told to step up your spiritual game, to look at your personal development, to figure out what your patterns of behavior are that may have held you back, to look at your limiting beliefs, to focus on what your triggers are and where they come from, and are they even real? Because the stories we tell ourselves growing up, half of it's a load of rubbish for a start, and it just keeps us back, holds us back, keeps us anchored in a low vibration in 3D density. We're going to 5D now. We just think of yourself in a hot air balloon, and your job is to go up, high, and cut off those heavy sandbags of worries, fears, programs, patterns of behavior, limiting beliefs, the past. Cut them all off, because the heavyweight sandbags, they're just holding you down. We don't need that. We're going up. We're going 5D. And so you're being encouraged to look within and look at your personal development, your self-improvement, and of course, strengthening your connection to source, spending quiet time alone, strengthening your relationship with nature. Now, for the month of May, it's about you spending more time being a bit more social if you can. I'm sort of an extroverted introvert. So I totally get when people say, spend more time, be more social. I'm like, well, God, I really need a lot of time alone. I do. So I might just venture out a little bit more than I normally would, but I still spend the majority of my time on my own if I can. But life in the universe always puts me out where the people are, because I'm a people person. But so for those that are a bit more introverted, it's okay. Don't be afraid. You don't have to go out there in a big way, but extend yourself out a bit more, maybe push the boundaries a bit, reach out a little bit, smile at the odd stranger you might not normally have eye contact with, dare to be a bit more wanting to connect and taking that first step. And you'll be surprised at some of the, acknowledgement and positive exchanges you're going to have this month. So this month is a time to be a bit more positive, a bit more happier, a bit more joyful, and reaching out and connecting. It's also about being more creative, expressing yourself creatively. It's also about being more communicative and getting things off your chest and being fairly safe and confident to be your true authentic self and to say and express who you really are and what you really want to say, and clearing the air and journaling. If for those, journaling is huge, and creating some positive affirmations. I am exactly where I'm meant to be, and life is working out for me. I attract money from many sources. I am abundant. Opportunities are all around me. I am happy, healthy, safe, and secure, for example, and it's a great time to do all of that. So I'll leave that with you, and I wish you a wonderful month. And I'll move on now to personal year number 8. Now, you guys are in the year of manifestation and the law of attraction. And as I always say when I'm talking about the 8, learn the intricate details of the law of attraction manifestation process. And I always talk about my favorite books. Quantum Success, Sandra Ann Taylor is my favorite, only because she talks, and this is the new cover and that's the old cover. And that's only because she raises, it's a very easy to understand book, but she raises some points about the manifestation process. And I've got so many law of attraction books, it's not funny, loads of them. But she touches on some really important yet very simple points that I've not seen in other books, which is why I always mention it. And it's relayed in a very easy to understand way. And this is the time to really understand those intricate details, because you are you are creating 24/7. So why not create what you want? Why not create some good stuff in your life, especially with the energies the way they are, where magic can happen. This is a magical time. Now, you also, career issues can come up. Some people may want a career change. Some people may be sort of looking at their career and where they want to go and and some people may have changes forced upon them. They didn't see it coming. Also, manage your finances. Have an attitude of abundance financially. Don't overspend and overcommit yourself. And for the month of May, you're in a 4 personal month. And that means get things in order behind the scenes. So it may be getting things organized in your life, figuring out what needs to be done to get things how you want them to be, or even to get yourself how you want to be and where you want to be, whether it's a health situation that you want to improve, whether it's a career expansion. What do I need to do to expand my career or to earn a bit more money? Well, I might need to upskill. I might need to learn some new skills. I might just study a bit. Well, do that. Do whatever action needs to be taken to get yourself and your life where you want it or where you need it to be. That's what the 4 is about. It's about putting the effort in and creating stability and structure. Great time to save some money and not overspend. Great time to sell a few things, make a few more dollars. But it's about getting organized, putting effort in, and not sweeping things under the carpet. Be responsible, be proactive, be dedicated and determined. Don't be lazy. Don't be naughty. It's about doing what needs to be done, and the rewards will be there with the right attitude. All right, head down, bum up for you this month. And last but by no means least, personal year number 9, which is an amazing year. I mean, every year is amazing. It's all about your mindset, you see, and how you perceive things. So the 9 year is the last year in that 9-year cycle where you are transforming. It's about transformation and transition, where you're moving from the chrysalis to the butterfly. And by the end of this year, you'll look back and you'll go, whoa, man, I came so far. Look at me now compared to where I was. And because it's almost like life has given you that last year to put to tie things up, to tie up any loose ends, to put a big bow on the last 9 years and go, man, that's it all packaged up. That was one hell of a ride. And now I'm ready to go up a level, up a frequency into a new 9-year cycle that begins next year. So it's putting the finishing touches on this year, this last 9 years this year. And so it's where things may come to fruition. It can be a payoff year for some people where things have been, chipping away at and working away at can finally come up for acknowledgement, recognition, completion. Other people, there can be endings, things you didn't see coming. And some people it's endings and they did see it coming. But for the month of May, you're in a 5-month, and the 5-month is anything can happen, and it usually does. So this is where you want to learn how to pivot. All right, be really flexible and adaptable, because anything can come from left field, and it can be a really exciting, charismatic, fast-paced, moving month. So be prepared. How do you be prepared? Do not have your plans too set in stone. So if things change or something comes out of nowhere, you can pivot and adapt. Pivot and adapt, pivot and adapt. Don't hold on. Like, let's say there's a change or something, there's an adjustment that comes up. Don't be so caught up and unable to let go of what was, because we're in a time now. Remember, we're moving from 3D, linear time into the 5D, where things are much of a higher frequency. Things are much better and much more positive and loving, but we can't get there when we're holding on to what was. All right, we're moving forward. We're letting things go, and we're transitioning into a higher frequency where better things are waiting for us. And so don't hold on to what was. Acknowledge the changes, make peace with them, and deal with situations in a healthy way. You can't deny things. Feel what you need to feel, acknowledge what you need to acknowledge, and process things so you can consciously understand what the heck just happened, and understand it, process it, accept it, make peace with it, but release things as soon as possible and go up into that 5D, where everything works out and you just focus on how you want things to be rather than holding on and dwelling on what was, or how the injustice of things, or how it's not fair. This year you are learning about forgiveness, acceptance of what is, and moving forward. Great month for you to make some changes. Great month for you to do something adventurous and have fun. And it's also a great month for you to try some new things and promote yourself. All right. Wow. Geez, there we go. Can you believe an hour goes by so fast, doesn't it? So I'll leave that all with you. Oh, you're welcome, Nicola. She says, thank you, Michelle. And I say, thank you. Tell it like it is, says Mary. That's me. Tell it like it is. But I want to thank you guys for tuning in or for listening to the replay, because it means so much to me that you take an interest in what I have to share with you. And I wouldn't be able to live my passion and my dream teaching numerology if you guys weren't interested. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for being there for me and for tuning in. You're welcome, Rani. Thank you. Thank you from Tasmania, Australia. Awesome. Cuzzy over the ditch in Aussie. So thanks, guys. From the bottom of my heart, I hope you have a fantastic May, and I'll be here again for June's forecast. All right. See you later.